Morjes and welcome to Rauta's second part of Alghazanth older review album studies. I previously, yesterday actually, reviewed the two first ones and now it's the two other ones after those, albums 3 and 4. These are these two babies over here. This one is called, I'll read it so I don't make mistakes, Osiris, Typhon Unmasked, the third album, and this one is the album called the Polarity Axiom, which, by the way, comes with this kind of a slipcase. This never was on around the jewel case, which I received for review, so didn't bother to wear it just to unbox the whole CD. Now, in my previous Alghazanth review video, I pretty much explained what was going on in the early years of the band and explained the style, but those who missed the review video or otherwise just want a recap, well, Alghazanth started in around 1995 and they lasted until 2018, doing 8 full albums during 23 years and also some demos and whatnot. And Alghazanth has always been melodic black metal with the kind of a synth-driven ways. That is not exactly most extreme, raw, or violent, aggressive black metal, but more into the soothing side, one could say. Atmospheric, synth-driven black metal before so-called atmospheric black metal was so much a thing later on. One can even make the claim that Alghazanth pretty much decided to take the path with Dimmu Borgir and Emperor from Norway were already trampling their early years and kind of bringing something like a Finnish feel to it. Now let's hope this second jewel case is so goddamn, tight that I don't dare to actually take it out of here. I will probably end up just breaking the jewel case, so bear with me. Let's do it just this way without removing the contents from the jewel case, because kind of makes no point, creates no extra value for me to remove that CD tray from the jewel case. But here it is, Polarity Axiom with the classic gray goat cover. Now, the first album of Alghazanth pretty much defined their style. Then they went to different directions, adding a little bit death metal to their music. And since that, they kind of started going a little bit sideways with everything. And with the third and fourth album, they were more like back on track. That is, these albums came pretty much back to back. 1999, the first album, then 2000 and 2001, first 3 albums, like one after another in 3 years. Then they had a little bit of a break with coming back with the Polarity Axiom. And in my opinion, these first 4 albums kind of defined the first phase of Alghazanth. That is, that's where the band never did their best albums. I'm kind of sorry I have to say it, but that's how I feel about it. Whereas the first album was kind of okayish, decent, but not exactly good. The second album was worse. Sorry for spoiling you the first video in case you missed it. But with these 2 albums, Osiris and Axiom, the band kind of started to get back on their roots and pretty much started to continue where they left off with the debut album. And in my opinion, Osiris is pretty much like the first album, but a little bit better. I mean, overall feeling is that while they have this fast tempo and they are more kind of a synth-driven than ever before, it's actually a little bit better in terms of songwriting and definitely on the production side. Now, basically, this is no big difference between these 2 albums, the first and the third one, but Osiris is a little bit better, but kind of like, if you like the other one, you're kind of bound to like the other one as well. That's how I feel about it. When Polarity Axiom came, I think I was a little bit harsh on that one because it's kind of, once again, continuing where Osiris left off. And I could pretty much say they're almost like the same level. Osiris is a little bit more relaxed in terms of not being so speedy and rushed, like where Osiris is just, pretty much fast tempo. Not all the way, but more than some of the other ones. Whereas Axiom is more like a little bit versatile in terms of having tempos and all that stuff. Production-wise, pretty much on the same level. Now, I remember giving Polarity Axiom a little bit lower score than what I would basically give today, but the difference is so little that I don't know why I even bothered to mention it. For me, these are pretty much the same level. If I had to pick the winner, it could be either one, depending on my, I don't know, daily feeling or whatever. But based on what I have written about them, based on how I have enjoyed them later on, which I still think the first four ones are the least good ones by Alghazanth, I would say maybe Osiris is a little bit safer bet than Polarity Axiom. But once again, it really depends on the mood and whether or not you're in for faster or a little bit slower black metal. Both are definitely better than the second one. I would say even roughly on the same level as the first one, just with more kind of honed and polished ways doing that sun-driven melodic black metal. Now, if that sounds it's your cup of tea, these are all pretty much safe bets except for the second album, the Subliminal and Tenora, which I think is the weakest of all Alghazanth releases. But after these first four ones, which kind of are the formative years for Alghazanth, I think that's when the band really started stepping up and took their game to a whole different level. And I would say, in case you're not a big fan of the style and you haven't heard none of these, you might just spend your time with the four last ones, because those are actually a lot better than the first four ones. If that does sound confusing, well, go ahead and listen for yourself. And obviously that's what I always advise you to do. Don't take my word for that. Give yourself some time with these albums and go listen to them. But should the winner have been picked, should I have to pick it, I would say Osiris first, Axiom second. That's how it goes. See ya, and have more time with Alghazanth, and I hope you would check out the interview as well, which was conducted in 2018, around the time when the band decided to call it quits. Enjoy! Bye bye.